All right. So, look, I hope y'all enjoyed that game. We did, definitely. But, look, we don't want to harp on that one too much, though. We're going to talk about, well, the best team in the West. Now, it might not be based on the standings because that's the Grizzlies. But these Pelicans, oh, my God. There you go. Third time the charm. Are they the best in the West? Again, they were number one for a little quick second. But they've been doing pretty well. They beat the Suns, which, you know, a couple teams have. So now I know people don't have the Suns pegged at the top no more. But last year we saw what they did to the Suns in the playoffs. And, you know, the Suns made some noise. So now they have Zion back. And he's been playing. And he looks healthy. He looks good. And they're doing this without Brandon Ingram.
Right.
So I'm like, that's pretty scary, bro. Like,
right.
And they've had other injuries outside of him, too. So, I mean, like, Freddie, let me ask you this. Are you worried about the Pelicans becoming a dynasty?
Oh, I wasn't prepared for that question. A dynasty, no.
Okay. Can they get it all?
Come on. Trey, come on.
Wait a minute.
Look, we're already, listen. Imagine a world where Zion.
The banner says best in West.
I hear you, but hey, I'm just saying, if they at the top and they're young, like Zion and Bi are fairly young, if they can remain healthy and they at the top right now, that might be all right. Since that might be too far fetched, are they the best in the West then?
No.
Are they the best in the West?
No.
No? Who do you have higher than them? Just list the team name. Memphis. That's it? That's the only team?
Well, there's multiple teams, but Memphis.
What other team?
Well, so I'm judging off this. If they were to play teams in the playoff, the team that I think will beat them in a 7-game series, Memphis. I think the Clippers still would. I think actually LA will beat them in a 7-game series as well. And then you have those teams as like a toss-up. I think Portland and Phoenix both will be, or Phoenix. Portland and Phoenix, will both be toss-ups. So as they're a great story right now, I think they're tough. I think they can make it to the finals, but when you're talking about money and them in a series, one of these teams, there's a lot of teams I'll pick to beat them in a 7-game series. So.
Okay. Now, Reese, I see you shaking confidently, and it seems like you're not on board with them becoming a dynasty. So what's your trepidation with them not, I guess, being the favorite? Because I hear you, Freddie, on those teams being able to win, but, like, I might peg them over. I might peg the Pelicans over the Clippers, over the Suns, over the Blazers. I understand why we might be a little tough, but right now, point in time, I could see these Pelicans. So, Reese, what's your biggest issue with them?
I think my biggest issue is Zion staying on the court. Like you said, because we're talking about how well they're playing without Brandon Ingram. We talk about kind of the injuries and everything like that that's going around. Like, we still have not seen a legitimate, like, 60-plus game season out of Zion. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I can't peg them the best or even on their way to a dynasty until I see their best player play 60-plus games.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this. Is Zion the best player on his team or the second?
Zion is the most dominant player on his team. Brandon Ingram is probably the best. Does that make sense?
Okay. So then,
Freddie, does that make sense?
Take off. So then take off.
Makes sense, but I don't have an answer to that. Honestly, I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah.
That's a tough question.
All right. Well, listen, so just follow me there. Take off every team in the West most dominant player, right? So, like, and then compare them to the Pelicans. How do the Pelicans stack up? Because I feel like we saw that Pelican, that team that I'm talking about right now, get to the playoffs last year and go up against a really talented Suns team. So for me, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I think they might be the best team in the West. Cause,
bro, I think you miss it. They had CJ McCollum. and Valanciunas as well, though. CJ McCollum.
But Freddie, that doesn't. What does that have to do with the question? I said take off the most dominant player, and they have the best team. Like that's what I'm saying. So you're kind of helping my point out.
You're saying take off Zion, though, right?
Yeah, so take off Zion, but take off like the most dominant player for every team. So for the most dominant player on the Lakers, would that be AD or would that be LeBron James?
AD.
Well,
all right, so take off 8.
I'm still putting the Grizzlies above them though, because we were just talking about. I mean, how many?
So the most dominant player, the most dominant player on the Grizzlies is who?
Ja.
Okay, so take off Ja Morant.
Yeah.
You still feel like the Grizzlies are going to beat the Pelicans?
They won 80% of the games.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. I don't know what
like he's saying. No, he's saying like team without with the absence of their best player. What does the team really look like? Like, could they still?
Okay, gotcha. So,
right. Yeah.
I thought he was like referring to Pelicans last year without Zion going up against Phoenix.
No, I was saying I was when I was saying we've seen what that team looks like. That's why I was saying we've seen a sample size of that because you removed Zion. So if you pair that team up against, let's say, you go up against the Suns without D-Book because he's their most their most dominant player. Is that fair to say, or would it be Ayton? Like
I've never thought the Suns were like the best team in basketball. Like I just thought don't get me wrong, regular season they won the games. Like you can't deny their record, but like top to bottom in terms of roster, like I gave a lot of credit to the top of their roster. Is what I'm saying for them winning those games in terms of team. And that's the question you're asking, right? Like in terms of the team. Aside from the top of the roster, what does it really look like? And I think the Grizzlies are the only people in the West that are as deep as the Pelicans, I would say.
Would you say Portland is somewhere around there as well?
Well, I guess
Portland has Clippers.
No,
Clippers in Portland. You look at their roster, bro. And
I think Portland would be a little too young.
So
Kawhi doesn't matter though.
Actually,
because Memphis is super young as well.
You know what? I'm probably going Grizzlies, Trailblazers, and Clippers. Because when you think about it, the Clippers were without Kawhi, who I would say is their most dominant player. And I mean, PG and the crew.
Would Kawhi be
even without Kawhi
player
last year?
Now would PG be the most dominant player? Because right now I say PG.
No, well,
because Kawhi still.
PG said that Kawhi is the 1A, so I can't.
I hear you. I hear you, but that's like on rolls, and that's what you're hoping Kawhi can get to. But right now, point in time, PG's better than Kawhi right now.
They gave Kawhi the ball to hit the buzzer beater against the Hornets the other day. I just feel like if PG felt like he was that guy, then I'm coach. Draw me up for the play. You know what I mean? This guy ain't even been playing.
That is a fair point. That is a fair point. Do you take into consideration that it's the Hornets? So maybe that's like a game where you can get a practice clutch bucket shot in, like, because again, it's the Hornets, Reese. They're in the Wemby lottery. I'm just saying.
I don't think we can do that because we have to go on history and discredit a lot of game winners and so on.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. That's fair. Okay. All right. So point blank period.
I like how you. So if we're talking just the league, then who do y'all think has the best roster in the league? Without, I guess, take off the most dominant player. I'm not gonna say it's the Celtics, but I mean, Jaylen Brown. I'm just saying, top.
Hey,
13.
Freddie, you know what's crazy? This was about the West, and he still brought up the Celtics. Like,
always finds a way.
It's always.
Sorry, everybody.
Like Skip Bayless talking about LeBron, always finds a way to bring him into the conversation.
It never fails.
Fellas, I greatly appreciate y'all for tuning in, though. Hope y'all have a wonderful Christmas. Because we won't be talking until afterwards. But at least meet this way until afterwards. So, but do y'all have anything you want to say before we close up shop?
Hey man, happy holidays. That's it.
Fred, you got anything you want to say?
Nope.
Bro, with Freddie, we used our 15 seconds but once this month.
Right.
All right. Well, I hope y'all all have a wonderful holidays and tune in next time. Take care.
I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.